on YouTube came to see the NCP, the All Black Express. Survey says, one more for the good guys. It's been a while since I'm back on here. Indeed it has. My apologies. Alright, I've been sick. Alright, didn't feel like talking because my throat was killing me. Right, my head was spinning. It was a rough time. It's been a minute since I've been that sick, and it's not a reminder that I'm getting older. Because normally would have been good with within 48 hours. Now it took me damn near a week to fully recover. Well, for the most part, but still, my apologies. All right, but I won't waste any more time. I'll get more to the hugs and all that shit, the daps at the end of the video. Right now, I'm gonna focus on this showdown between NXT and TNA that happened last week, or it's earlier this week, right, on Tuesday. Should have been a PLE, but what do I know in my non-connoisseur opinion. So first match of the night, tag team match. Both titles are on the line for NXT, TNA. You have the reigning, defending, undisputed tag team champions for both brands. The Sit of Darkness, Dark State versus the Hardy Boys. And made sure to show you guys the young up-and-coming tag team, the Dudley Boys, ringside, having their eyes on this match. Now, obviously, the Hardy Boys ain't losing. Alright, they're not going to lose to Dark State right before Mount for Glory, which is this Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously the Hardy Boys were going to win. Alright, so we fast forward to the finish, right? Decent match. Matt Hardy hits the twist of fate on, Dion Lennox? That's his name. Right? Jeff Hardy hits a swanton bomb for the 1, 2, 3. And, NXT Tag Team Champions, the Hardy Boys. Dual champions now. Now, my question is, will the NXT titles be up on the line as well at Bound for Glory, or just TNA? I don't know, but we shall see. Moving on to the next match is for the Survivor Series Women's Tag Team Match 4v4. Why it could have been 5 versus 5, I don't know. They could have easily added Last Legend and anyone from TNA, like Langley Lee or Indy Hartwell. I don't know what the fuck Tessa Blanchard's up to. Masha, she's excommunicated, but they could have added anybody, to be that fifth person. But I don't know. I digress. Alright. Match itself was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of don't like the way TNA was treated, but I get what they're going for when you see the men's match and why they did what they did. Alright, so fast forward to the finish, right? Kalani Jordan's the last representative for TNA. She has to pack up both Soruka and JC Jane to get the win for TNA, but ends up getting her soul snatched from Ruka. JC Jane tags herself in the process. 1, 2, 3. Team NXT goes over. Alright, so I'm like, alright, so we're 1-1, one apiece, right? And I'm not mad TNA lost here, right? Again, there was no Tessa, no Masha, no Indy Hartwell, no Tasha Steelz. Like, a lot of their bigger names were not involved in this match. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. We then move on to a boring-ass segment with Ava Raine, and you want to talk about no charisma? Like, a lot of people think that Bret Hart does not have charisma. He's one of the greatest of all time, has legions of fans worldwide. I think you got to have a certain level of charisma to pull that off. I'm just saying. But Ava, it's like putting up drywall watching her in these segments. But Matt Cardona comes in. He says, I want to match Josh Briggs. Hides behind the door. Josh Briggs comes in. He says, I want to match Matt Cardona. Ava says yes. He leaves. Matt was like, I like it. And that's it. That's all that happened here, man. Blink and miss it. Then move on to the next match of the night, and that's for the NXT North Canadian Championship. We have the greatest president of all time, and Ali. We trust Mustafa Ali coming through with no order for, or no great hands, no Tasha Steelz, no Agent Zero, so automatically you know he's losing here tonight, which sucks because, reminder, this man has yet to win any, and I do mean any championship this entire time here in the WWE. It's sad. First year in TNA, becomes X Division champion, and a good one at that. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't. Like, if I'm Ali, why bother coming back, man? Fuck him. You know what I mean? But he's going up against the reigning, defending, undisputed North Canadian champion. Some say he's the greatest Canadian of all time. It's not confidence, it's all ego. Ethan Page. Right? And this was easily a match of the night. Hard hitting back and forth action. Pretty much was 50-50 for the most part up until the finish. Right where like Mustafa Ali does his crazy ass suicide dive to Ethan Page, and then he gets caught up on a cord. I shit you not. A cord he fumbles on a cord. You know, he couldn't just lift his foot up and get the cord off so he can do the 450 splash. Ethan takes advantage, pushes his ass off, brings his ass back in there, hits the twisted grin for the 1, 2, 3, and still North Canadian champion, Mr. Ego, all ego, Ethan Page. One of Cody's boys, still champion. I find it funny, both Team AEW, Cody, Ethan, Ricky, are all champions right now. I'm just saying, what a coincidence. Alright, would that hurt to put the belt on Mustafa Ali, giving TNA the 2-1 advantage? You know, to want TNA to win here at least, to give them something, but nah, they can't do that. Then get a promo from Mr. El Hijo del Wagner, talking about El Necesito, the North American Championship, right? He gets interrupted by Lexis King, who they're not doing jack shit with, obviously. He says, oh, hey, Tavion Heights. Wagner leaves, he's like confused, like, who the fuck's Tavion, right? He bounces, Tavion comes in. Lexis was like, whoa, how'd you do that, Houdini? That's impressive. Tavion leaves because he's confused. And it's just like, man, they're not doing shit with Lexis King. You know what I would do with Lexis? I would have him go after Frankie Kazarian. You know what I mean? That would be interesting. Give something to do, go after the International Championship or something. You know what I mean? But we move on backstage. We see Monica Monroe, aka Blake Monroe, talking to Soruka and Zarya. Alright, trying to break things up. Zarya ain't having it. Right, but Blake says, like, from my experience, friendships don't last. Alright, so obviously they're teasing dissension between Soruka and Zarya. And here's the thing about Zarya. Alright, I've seen her without makeup, and it makes you wonder why she goes through all the effort to look like the Mad Maxine Furiosa female Lance Archer on TV. I mean, she looks good. You know, just without all that bullshit. You know what I mean? But I do know why she's doing it, because she wants to stand out, because it's a WWE. You have to have your own signature look. Not that they have that many redheads there in the company, but what do I know? You know what I mean? But we move on to the main event, alright? And I know this show's quick, there's only like 4 matches, right? The tag team matches took majority of the time here on the show. And again, it should have been PLE, but what do I know? Alright. You have Team NXT versus Team TNA. Oh, and I forgot to mention who was on the women's team. For the women, it was JC Jane, Soruka, Lil Vice got packed up. It's sad. It's sad how they're treating Lil Vice, man. I don't get it. And Jada Parker, you know, on Team TNA, it was Kalani Jordan, The Inspiration, and Maura Sade. And all of them got packed up. You know what I mean? Like, it's... But for men's, right, you got TNA, got King Cass, got the youngest in charge, Leon Slater, you got the face of the franchise, Moose, and the illest, Mike Santana. On Team NXT, it was Miles Bourne, the younger OG, Javon Evans, You have Trick Williams, a co-captain, TNA World Champion, and NXT World Champion. The other co-captain was Ricky Maivia. Alright. Good match. I did like it. I didn't like it towards the end because I didn't like how strong they're making Ricky Saints look. I'm like, if this was Obafemi, that would make sense. But I'm like, come on, man. It's like, some people see this shit as like, Ricky, you're not that guy, man. It's like, you're good, but you're not that damn good. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Alright, I'm not feeling this. Especially word is they're going to keep Obafemi down at NXT. What the fuck was the point in taking the belt off him if you're not going to call him up? You know what I mean? Well, I know what it was. It's Cody looking out for his boy, and that's why Oba mocked him the way that he did. It makes perfect sense now. And I don't blame him. Like, again, you look at Obafemi, you look at Ricky Saints, who looks more like a professional wrestler? I'm going with Obafemi. Sorry, not sorry. But we fast forward to the finish, and this was after Ricky Saints packs up both Cass and Slater by himself. I'm just like, bullshit. Garbage. But Moose hits a powerbomb, and then he sets him up for Mike Santana to spin the block clothesline. 1, 2, 3. Team TNA goes over. Alright, and I see what they did there. For NXT, they had the 2v1 advantage. Here, TNA for the men's, they had the 2v1 advantage. So, I get it. Like, my main criticism is the fact that, again, Mustafa Ali didn't win here tonight. Alright. This should have been a PLE. Alright. I know they changed it from Invasion because, a certain demographic was offended. Alright. And that's the case, and where's the stop? You know what I mean? And what if somebody got offended for you calling it Showdown? You know what I mean? What that's offensive to me. I want you to change it. Where do you draw the line? No, they should have called it espionage or some shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's stupid, but I'm not surprised. You know what I mean? And they're not trying to bite the hand that feeds. Literally. All that Arab money coming from Saudi Arabia. So. But before you head out, you get a segment between Satimorella and Ava Rain, alright? And Ava was talking about Zuri Battle Royal this upcoming week. I think it's going to be for the number one contender for the North American Championship, if I'm not mistaken, because again, Soruka has only defended her belt twice. Inexcusable. Alright? I think she wants some of the knockouts to be involved. Right, Santino Creed, and then that's it. So, alright, if they don't want Monica Monroe to beat Soruka and have someone from TNA to do it, give it to Zaya Brookside. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll give Zaya Brookside, to be honest, because for the longest, she's been shafted here in TNA and NXT. So, if I had to choose a representative, right, NXT would be Monica Monroe, aka Blake Monroe, and I call her Monica Monroe because of Booker T, and low key sounds better. For TNA, Zaya Brookside. Those would be my two picks. Alright. But that's it for this showdown. Yeah, this shit was lackluster. Alright, nothing was lost, nothing was gained. It was a draw between NXT and TNA, and this was a chance for TNA to get some momentum. How much better would that have been? Be like, TNA, yeah, we kick NXT's ass at Showdown, and now we're at the biggest pay-per-view in our company, Battle for Glory this year, some of the biggest matches of all time. It would have been that much better, but it is what it is. Alright? And again, I'll take this collaboration over AEW's collaboration. Because never forget this shit, right? Not once did we see any TNA wrestlers show up on AEW. But we see clearly with AEW, they could bring in people from Stardom, from CMLL, from, they did do AAA before WWE bought them out, or acquired them, right? New Japan, fucking was GCW, they could bring in all these talents, but TNA, nah. When they're doing a collaboration, nah, they can't do that. So, off rip, NXT and TNA is still better than TNA and AEW. Alright? That's all I gotta say about this shit. So, this shite. So, you let me know how you guys felt about the showdown. The showdown of the ages. We're in the comment section. Alright. You know, I know. Hey, I'm sorry you guys missed me. Alright, I am back. I don't know if you guys missed me that much, because I made that post on the community tab, right? Talking about how I'm sick, and only one person liked it. So that tells me only one person really gives a fuck, right? And whoever that is, thank you. Alright, you guys still ain't getting my shit, which doesn't surprise me, because again, like out of nowhere, the anniversary review I did this year blows up. I'm like getting me like thousands of views. I'm just like out of nowhere, like weeks later, I'm just like, this shit makes absolutely no fucking sense. It doesn't. You know, this YouTube shit, but I digress. Alright, again, moving forward, got Bound for Glory Sunday. Alright, I'll do a review, most likely Monday. Guess there were some more releases going on in WWE, and I heard there's a bunch of shit going on, man. Again, I haven't uploaded in a fucking week, right? Oh, not to mention, I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently JC Jade's injured. You know, and that she has to most likely vacate the title, which sucks. It does suck. I like Juicy Jade. Alright, you know, again, Willow Vice should have won at, what was it, No Mercy? Or wherever fucking PLE that was. But I hope her injury isn't too severe. Or I may end up doing a video to see if there's any more news about it. You know, moving forward this week, but we'll see. Alright, but yeah, I wish to have guys time for right now. But with that said, be safe, be blessed, take care of yourself, protect your yours, loved ones, stay warm, stay dry, stay frosty, but most importantly, trust in God, that God be with you. I'm out of here. Alright, got a lot of shit to drop this week, or it's upcoming week. Alright, I got you guys. Alright, but until then, adios.